Welcome to the vlog. It's the beautiful sunny day out in Arizona. Just heading home. I wanted to talk about the Strava training plan I'm on. So I'm testing out the Strava Premium version, and I guess one of the little benefits is that they've got a couple training plans built in, and it's really nice. So I'm doing basically working on 20-second sprints, and it's going to be 4 weeks long. And I customized the plan, so I really only have about 8 to 10 hours to ride each week, basically while I'm commuting, and then a couple hours on the weekend. So it's really nice that they give you real flexibility and able to choose that. So that's what I set up, and they set me on a plan, and Monday was like a rest day, but I still commuted to work, basically zone 2 or lower. You know, kind of junk miles since I didn't really want to put too much effort into it. And then this morning, which is kind of day 1, it's day 2 in the plan, but really the first day of riding. And today was just endurance miles. So they had to do an hour of endurance pace. So I rode just about exactly an hour, and about 10 minutes or so was like zone 1 or lower. It's basically going to stoplights, stuff like that. So I did a solid 50 minutes in zone 2 or a little bit above, which was okay. It's kind of hard to get exactly in zone 2 for a long time, especially when you're on like city roads and stuff. You gotta obey all the traffic laws. So so today went really well. I already did the hour for the day, so they really had just an hour all today, but basically I still have another to get home. So it's about 30-40 minutes to get home. And I'm just gonna keep it at zone 2 or lower, basically. I'm not really gonna push it. I don't think it matters that much if I do extra riding, as long as it's zone 2 or lower. That's basically like recovery riding. So if anything, it'll just help me get a little bit more fitness. And then tomorrow, I'm going to be working on their intervals, but they call them stomp. So it's basically like a seated sprint. So you basically do 10 reps of 12-second seated sprints. So you go all out for those 12 seconds, and then you get a pretty long recovery in between. So it's 2 minutes recovery in between each sprint, so it's quite a long time. The whole workout's supposed to be about an hour, which isn't too bad. So I'm gonna, like today I had to get up just a little bit extra early. I usually make it to work in about 40 minutes. So I wanted to make sure I got a solid hour out of riding, so you gotta leave the house a little bit early. So I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow. And with cycling, it takes a lot of time. So you really have to be creative with your time. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'll just get up a little bit early and get a few extra miles in. So I usually ride about 10 miles in the morning. Today was closer to 14 or 15 or something like that. So not too bad. But next week's gonna be really hard. We'll see. I might have to do a lot of work on the trainer. I don't really like working on the trainer, but I really want to stick to this plan. I was supposed to start it last week, but just things got too busy, and then I made it like 3 days in and I hadn't even started the plan. So I said, well, I'll put it off and I'll start it nice and fresh on Monday. So this is the second day of a 4-week plan. So pretty much every day I'm going to try to go and just say a quick little update on what the workout for that day was, and then how I did, if I was able to do it. And then the tricky part, which I'm not really sure how to cope with, is if like I miss a day, what do you do? So we'll have to figure that out. I don't know if I'll end up tacking days on, so if I just add an extra rest day, I'll just go from there and start the plan like the following day instead of just skipping it all together. I'm excited to start an actual plan. I've kind of been just putting plans together on my own, just kind of focusing on, doing some threshold work and then sprints and stuff like that. But this is a dedicated plan. It's supposed to really help you work on your sprinting, and it ends, the very last day is actually trying to go get a KOM. So there's a 1 mile strip right by my house that I'm like 4, 5, 6 seconds away from the KOM, and I got that time with my backpack and then like my cycling kit and basically this setup here. So I'm pretty sure I can knock a few more seconds off of that, if not get within 1 or 2 seconds. So we'll see. I'll do a good warm-up prior to it, probably a good 15-20 minute warm-up, get the legs nice and warm, and then attack it hard. So that's kind of the reward, is at the end of this session, let's see how much you can improve. And then I think also after that KOM, you maybe take a rest day and then see what my FTP is, see if I've improved. So I think I did an FTP test about 2 weeks ago. I know I took a week off, but I think I'm gonna start testing my FTP on the trainer basically every 6 to 8 weeks. So I think after this test, after this program of 4 weeks would be a good time to go back, get on the trainer and see what my updated FTP is. And because I do it indoors on a trainer, I kind of do the fudge factor on it. So I looked up at a couple different places, sources online. They said that if you're using an indoor trainer, because you're indoors, you're not really getting the cooling effect, and just because riding on a trainer is a lot more difficult than out on the road, that you can add 20 to 30 watts to your FTP, and then take 95% of that to get your basically your 1 hour FTP and not your 20-minute FTP. So I use the 20-minute test. So we'll see. We'll see in another month how much I can improve on that, and I'm really hoping that these sprints will help too. So I know it's definitely a big weakness of mine when I go out and do these races. I'm kind of really conservative with my power, especially when you have to give those really short bursts of energy. I don't want to burn too many matches at a time, and being able not to keep up with the pack. So I think these will definitely help build my confidence with the sprints and gunning it out of the corner. So that was today's plan. I'm gonna do my best to stick with it, even though I've got some busy days coming up. So hopefully I'll be able to put up a couple vlogs. Hope you enjoyed the ride. Be safe.